Welcome back, students, to the Lucky Die in Kino. Previously, Arawn researches a new construct, Ivoris potentially has a new friend, and Greff finds his groove. Walking through Freedom's Bluff, its people, the festival, and its defenses all lead them to the temple and an underground catacomb that holds secrets thousands of years old, secrets that only the dead could tell. Continuing their search downwards, the task force find a waterfall inside a cliff. Who is the long-dead UNT in Ivoris's ring? What could Canton teach Greff? And what other secrets does Freedom's Bluff hide? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die in Kino.
The last we left you guys, you were in a hidden bar behind a waterfall. You had just met an interesting drow chap named Canton Shadowfist, and I think Greff is attempting to become his pupil?
Well, he kind of already agreed, but very lightly said it would be something like... He kind of said. Yeah. It's
a doable arrangement. All right. Let's just assume at this point, the ball is in your three's court. What do you want to do?
I'm looking at Greff.
Oh, Greff's. I think Greff has wandered behind the bar at this point and is pouring himself a tall one as a victory drink.
I think the last line we'd left off with was the guy said, "All right, I'll be I'll teach you."
Yep.
Yeah.
So in victory, Greff has gone to pour a drink. A very Greff thing to do.
Very
Greff thing to do. Okay. He sits down, he extinguishes the flame on his blade, and he reaches over and pulls out a tall empty glass and puts it down and looks back at Ivoris and Arawn. And says, "So, am I teaching you two as well, or what?"
No, you can give him all your attention as far as I'm concerned. Greff, you've got to be the luckiest. How long has it been since people have been down here?
Down here? Not too long recently. Couple of days.
Everything we've heard was saying that this place hasn't been inhabited or active for a very long time.
That's still true. You asked if I'd seen people down here recently. I have. Last couple of days or so. School's not really had any pupils.
What do people do down here? When's the last time school has been down here?
Last time I taught here. Last time I had a real student. Probably 10, 20 years ago.
But not hundreds. Okay.
Nah.
No, the school has been kind of hidden for a really, really long time, right? That's what's going on.
Yeah. School's been in for a fairly long time. Numbers have been dwindling down to exactly one tutor without a student. And he looks at Greff. And I guess until today.
I think that might have something to do with the weird way we get into your school. Did it always used to be this complicated?
It's been this complicated for as long as I can remember.
Oh. Question.
Sure.
back in, the way we came, the bodies there, anyone you know that might know a couple of those people?
He kind of like raises an eyebrow at you and like leans back against the bar, tall drink in hand, because I assume Greff has poured him one. If not, he's taking Greff's. It says, know someone who knows bodies.
No, like, who they were when they were alive.
He shakes his head like, I tried not to look at any of those when I was brought down here that way. It's a much easier way. And he points behind him to where the opening is. Not where the waterfall is, but another opening in the room. That's the way I normally get in. Go that way in a pinch.
Where does that go?
Leads up to the surface. There's a couple of different routes from that direction. Some of you pop you up inside the base of a temple. Another one pops you up inside. One of them pops you up inside the inn, as far as I remember. Though that one might be collapsed down now. Not really sure. The other one pops you up just inside the well.
Oh, Colted.
Good to know.
So, where do we start? How do I start? What do you want me to do?
First.
Do you guys want drinks? Greff is pointing at Arawn and Ivoris.
No, it's very early.
Yeah. I was about to say the first thing I want you to do, Greff, is shut up and go to sleep. Here I am trying to drink my sorrows away, and here you lot come rushing in like a kid having a tantrum.
What can a sword master be sad about? Surely you could do most of your grievances away.
He does that thing where if he was wearing glasses, he'd pull them down and look over the top of them. And you can see like the wrinkles on the side of his eyes. You can see how like his dark skin is like beaten by the weather. You can see there's a couple of little nicks and scars on his face and across his arms. And he just kind of like looks down at you, I guess, even though he's looking up because you're taller than he is. It just says, not everything in life can be turned away by a sword, kid.
Most of the things that can't be turned away with swords can't be turned with coins. That is what I have learned.
That is very true.
Fine. When do you want me to come back?
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow morning. I can't be setting you tasks while I'm half sauced. Not gonna happen. What kind of responsible teacher would I be if you catch me drinking on the job? Yeah. Come back tomorrow. He reaches behind the bar, grabs a bottle. It's most of the bottles here are half empty or down to the dregs. There's not a whole lot stocked here. And he says, I'm gonna get some shy. Don't know what the fuck you three want to do. Our casa, our place, your place.
How long does it take to get to the surface the other ways you mentioned?
2 hours, hour and a half a run.
Ah, fuck.
Are there beds down here?
He looks at the three of you and he's like, fine, come on. He rolls his eyes like over dramatically, and as he kind of gets up and actually begins to take more than 1 or 2 steps, you realize that he's like beginning to like sway from side to side and like catching hold of the walls because he's a little bit sauced. And he takes you guys along this little corridor out of this small bar room. And he takes you to a room on the left-hand side. The corridor goes much, much further and begins to incline upwards. And you see the rock here is quite roughly hewn into, the pathway is quite roughly hewn into the rock. But he takes you left through a small doorway. And you see before you there are probably about half a dozen beds. One of them is occupied by a small-looking humanoid creature. They have like their covers like pulled up and over their head, so you can't really see what they are. You can just tell by like the shape under the thing that they're probably quite small. And you can see that there are a couple of these beds made up. Most of them have not seen anyone laying on them in quite a while. And Canton just goes to find the one in the corner and just flops down. There's plenty of room for you guys to put your things. There's plenty of room for you guys to lay down and sleep. This room is yours as you wish to do with.
Okay. Canton, before you go to sleep, one other question.
No. I want to go to sleep.
I'm going to ask the question anyways. Is there a workshop down here?
He pulls the cover over his head, and you just hear as he like pops the cork in the bottle.
Okay. Good talk. Ron's gonna put his stuff. Ron's actually gonna keep his stuff on, and he's actually gonna go look around and see if maybe by some chance there's like a workshop here.
Okay.
Because he's assuming it's a fighting school. There has to be some sort of forge or something that he can work with.
Okay. You kind of like meander around a bit. There really isn't what you would call a working forge. The forge that here is like broken down and dilapidated. This hasn't seen, a forge master in probably well over 100 odd years. It's a room almost opposite where the kind of like sleeping area is. It's kind of like turned into a big training area. You can see there are casks of empty wine and beer casks that have been put in this room instead. The forge is quite broken down and dilapidated. Like, it will take a lot of work to get this working again.
All right, well, Arawn's going to take like an hour and try to clean some of it up and get it, like, start working on getting it restored in a sense, and then go to sleep. Because he's a little neurotic that way.
Yeah, like, this forge, how dare it be covered in dirt?
How dare this not be functioning to my standards?
Yes, however, you cannot get this functional in like an hour. It's not going to happen.
No, I know. He's getting the...
you can begin working on it and fiddle about and do what you need to do. You can spend an hour doing that. It's not a problem. Greff, Ivoris?
Greff sits down on one of the beds and starts pulling his boots off.
Okay.
Ivoris isn't going to go to bed just yet because it's probably going to take him a minute to sleep in a room full of people anyways.
Yeah.
And especially because he can't fucking see one of them there underneath their fucking covers. Sketchy ass fucking shit, B. He's sketched out.
I just said it's a small figure under a duvet. I'm not.
But that's okay. I have something. I can. Ivoris is gonna read. He studies.
Okay, so what's he reading?
He's reading his books, V.
Oh no, the books I haven't given you the pages for. Okay, that's fine.
Books. You know,
you're reading one of your three books that we.
Books, yes.
Just one of the three books we have spoken about. Okay.
He's studying.
Oh boy.
Leave him alone. He's doing his best.
I am not touching this with, because if I book you on this, I'll have to make something up, and I don't want to have to do this right now. Okay, yes, you can spend like an hour reading your book or something. Getting relaxed, that kind of good jazz. Studying, as you want to call it.
Once Greff is down to his kind of like sleeping clothes, I assume that most of us wear, well, Greff, for instance, he's wearing scale mail. I assume he's wearing some kind of like soft linen underneath.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Once the scale mail's off, he sees that Ivoris is kind of just, I'm assuming like sitting on his bed, kind of angling to get some light on the pages.
Yeah, he's probably sitting up. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna even get out of his armor just yet. You see him like look up from his book every now and then at the person in the bed that we can't see, and when he is paying attention to his book, he's kind of like turning his head to the side and scratching his head a little bit.
What does this mean?
Looks like he's studying.
I hate you so much. Okay.
Greff is gonna slump down in a bed opposite Ivoris. He's gonna lean in and kind of conspiratorially like whisper like, Ivoris.
Yeah, Greff.
No, lower. There are people sleeping.
Hi. Sure.
You talked about the tabaxi that you were looking for. You talked about her in a bar behind a waterfall. And there's a random person in a bed over there.
A bit small of a person, Greff.
Okay.
The person I'm looking for is about as tall as me.
Okay. Greff looks over to the person that's sleeping. Do they have a knapsack or anything like that with them?
Yes.
All right. Greff's just gonna point at the knapsack and go like, I'm quite clumsy and big. I'm not gonna go for any snooping, but let's just say I sleep heavy and I'll be facing the wall. Good night, Ivoris. And he just gets up and goes to whatever bed he was preparing himself in.
Okay.
Are you trying to suggest that I steal or look in that nappy sack?
Just if they have anything that might relate to the dwarf, the tabaxi you're looking for. For instance, symbols of Savras and shit like that. Like, Greff is not telling, like, hey, go steal, like, 12 gold and a dagger. Like, that's not what he wants.
He's insinuating you should do that.
No, he's insinuating.
How big is... can I determine what size of a person is?
Somewhere between a really short gnome and a goblin.
Okay, and there's no way. I'm not gonna do this. There's no way.
All right. Then I think Greff just has an uneasy night falling asleep, waiting for you to make a move, which you never do.
No, I'm studying.
I hate you so much. I hate you both. Okay.
I did nothing.
So at some point after about an hour or 2 hours, you guys are all in bed, safely tucked up and sleeping the night away. Through the powers of magic, mysticism, and experience, all of you get to level up. And the morning...
Level 6.
No, you're level 5. Don't try doing this with me, Neil.
Good try.
I am taking none of your shits today.
I want level 6, though. I want it.
You know how long it took you guys over in Discora? Oh, wait, you guys are on an accelerated path. Ah, fuck. Okay, the morning dawns. You'll wake up. Canton is still asleep, snoring his head off. And the little person has gotten up and snuck away. They are not in this room.
Greff's gonna get dressed and head to the bar area.
You head to the bar area and you see behind the bar, you see a goblin. This goblin has many earrings in and they're all bright and shiny. They're wearing a bright blue and pink kind of like shirt with tassels on. They're wearing like really tight black trousers with a kind of a bit of a flare at the bottom. And they're tending bar and they're like cleaning up the glasses that you guys used last night. And like from somewhere, like from just in front of me, he seems to be restacking the shelves with some alcohol and some such. And he sees you come in and just gives you a nod and continues on.
I'm assuming the rest of the crew is getting up.
You probably heard Arawn clattering and cursing to himself as he's putting his harness and the arm back on. Like, because I imagine when he sleeps, if he's at least somewhat comfortable, he takes the arm out, he takes the harness off, the wings.
Yeah. There's no need to be uncomfortable if you don't need to be. Yeah.
Right. So you probably hear him like cursing and muttering to himself as he's putting everything back on.
Yeah, I get up too.
I'll be out in a sec. Fuck. Shit. Fuck.
Greff goes over to the bar and asks like, hey, do you have anything like nice, fancy?
Of course, darling. I have absolutely everything fancy here for. I can make you a cocktail. I can make you a sunrise if that's what you really wish, but I won't join you because I've got to watch the wait. Sunrise it is. Excellent. And he just like claps his hands together, goes under the bar and starts pouring these things in a very flash, elegant way. And as he's doing so, you can see he's muttering under his breath and he's using prestidigitation to make things look even more fabulous than they are. And he pours you this drink and he puts it in front of you. And it's in like a one of those like really fancy like kind of cocktail glasses, the V-shaped ones. And at the bottom it's like bright red and at the top it's kind of like glowing like an orangey color and he just puts it in front of you.
No, I I appreciate the effort. That was actually...
Oh, trust me, you're going to want to absolutely drink this, sweetheart.
Okay, but...
It matches your sunny disposition.
Greff is this close to just tilting the glass over when he says that.
Ivoris walks up and just is watching behind you. I can't not have Ivoris see this.
As he's like moving around, he's got like bangles on his wrists. As he's moving around, like he's always making noise. Like he's not quiet in any way, shape, or form.
I think you misunderstood me. I said fancy, not loud.
Oh, you want something not quite so bright? Well, I tell you what, why don't you just humour me and just drink that? And he slides it a bit closer to you.
Greff like grabs it between like a pinky, between his index finger and thumb.
It looks ridiculously small in your Goliath hands.
Fine. He starts sipping on it.
It tastes amazing. A mixture between like apricots and like mango. It's just like it's refreshing and it has a slight fizz to it.
Did this guy actually make it tequila sunrise? Is that what I'm getting right now?
But without the tequila. It's
okay,
too early in the morning for tequila.
Is it?
Yes, it may be 5 o'clock somewhere, but it isn't 5 o'clock here.
It's 5 a.m.
It's 5 o'clock over in Discora.
It's 5 a.m. in Discora, yeah.
Greff like splutters a little bit as he realizes like, oh my god, this is delicious.
Yes.
They're like, that's real nice. Okay, just something nice for my buddies. They were doing like a lot of favors for me last night, and I feel like I need to repay the favor.
Oh, of course. Introduce me to your wonderful... I didn't get your name.
Oh, I'm Greff. And he like pushes his hand forward, and if there were any glasses on the table aside from the sunrise, he pushes them over.
Nope, they're clear. The goblin puts his hand out and like sort of like reaches over the top of yours and like grabs the underside of your hand. It's like two-handed shake because his hands are tiny compared to yours. Hang on, I'm going to go to the patron list to pull out a real good name.
For this NPC, yeah, I'd make sure it's a good one. And not a thirsty original.
Fuck thirsty. Okay. The only entry we got in March from Beze. I'm Jan Kisso. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jan Kisso.
Yes.
That's a hell of a name.
Yes, it is. It matches my rather flamboyant personality, don't you think? Please introduce me to your friends. And he puts his hands on his hips and like kind of like looks at you all.
Greff goes just like, oh, I'll introduce you when they're, and then as he turns around and sees Ivoris there, he's just like, oh god. That's Ivoris.
Arawn comes walking in, his mechanical arms like on backwards. He's just like eyes half open.
He is not a modern person.
Good morning. That's
Arawn.
God. Greff, my arm is on backwards.
Wonderful names.
Greff, yeah. Hold on. Coming.
Twist.
All right, you know that if it breaks, that's not my fault. Wait, 1, 2, 3, go!
Okay. Okay.
Aren't you two adorable together?
You're too energetic for the morning. Okay.
I am just as energetic as today brings. It's a beautiful sunrise out there.
Can you channel that energy into one of my weapons? That would be even better.
No, but I can channel it into a drink for you, darling. What do you want? Are you looking for something fruity? Or are you looking for something a little bit more
coffee
bitter in the morning?
Coffee.
Coffee. An absolute classic. And again, you see them like behind the bar, just like shaking something up. You can smell like the burnt beans from here, and it's like, that may be too acrid. And then like they pour it together and they put some ice in there and they slide it over to you. And it's like, you have to try this. This is possibly one of the best creations.
Arawn just
it won't even add. It's really good. It's the best coffee you've ever had. And it just kind of, the ice cube just wakes you up. Like, it's still hot, but like the ice cube just gets you at them. Like, bam, that's the punch in the morning you need. Ivoris.
What's Ivoris's morning drink of choice?
That's a good question.
I know what I'm going to make you.
One, right?
Don't you worry. I know exactly what I'm going to make you. He goes behind the bar and he pours out this kind of like darkish, kind of almost blackish liquid. And it's quite thin, and he pours it into a glass, and you see him working his magic on the prestidigitation. You see some bubbles begin to float in there. He pours this like dark amber nectar fluid in there. I can't remember what else goes into this drink. Oh, and he prestidigitates like some like smoke on the top of it, like and the very top of the liquid begins to like create waves, and he passes it over to you. I get something of a sea vibe about you. Enjoy.
Is this a dark and stormy?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
How do you nerds know this?
I don't drink, but I know the names because some of them sound cool.
Yeah, dark and stormy. This will give the pep, the vigor in your step this morning.
Or knock you on your ass if you drink enough of it.
Yeah. But of course, it's non-alcoholic this early in the morning.
What?
I drink it. I
It's
forgot that I can't be poisoned, so Ivoris isn't worried at all.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't be either.
No, you two immune. Drinking
You can poison my ass all day.
The goblin goes back to work. Jankiso goes back to work, just cleaning things up, making mixtures, getting things ready for the day, cutting up limes with, knives that float in the air. It looks real flash.
Greff grabs a chair by a table somewhere and sits down and just kind of expectantly looks at the two of them, holding his tiny little girly drink.
Okay. I guess I make my way over to Greff and his girly drink as he stares at me expectantly.
Arawn sits down and then pulls out like a bunch of little mechanical bits and pieces and some tools and just sits like, doesn't even say anything, just sits there and just starts working on some shit. No eye contact, just looking down, like he's twisting bits on, screwing in different little pieces. It looks like he's working on like what looks like 4 little cylinders, maybe the size of like a pinky.
Okay, so yesterday took quite the sharp turn around the time we started dancing. So that's how the story's gonna go from now on.
One of you is a dancer. Oh, how grand.
Yeah,
None
the
of
big
us
guy
are
here
dancers.
really knows how to move his hips.
Nope.
You don't have to cut a rug. Oh, please, let's get some music on the go. Let's make this a real party this
rug?
morning.
Where do you learn these things? No, calm down. You haven't even put anything in my drink yet. You're not allowed to ask me to dance yet.
Oh, honey, I will be putting something in your drink much later. But that's provided you stay as one of our guests, of course.
Okay. Phrasing.
Okay.
And he winks at you. That's like over the top.
Okay,
So I know we have a job, but I also know that I want to practice sword things with Canton. So how about I go bug him a little bit, see what my schedule is, and then we can go paint the town red.
I mean, I don't think we're really on any big time limit.
No, but yeah, true.
And I kind of want to see you get your ass kicked.
This is where Millhook will be. The tabaxi I'm looking for.
Right.
And when that time arises, she might have more information that could help us on our mission.
She'll be here during a sunrise or sunset. You just know the sun is on the horizon, right?
Set.
Yeah, set.
Evening it was.
All right. Then I'm going to go bug Canton, and if that goes badly, I'm going to kick Arawn's ass for making fun of me. And then he stands up and grabs, finishes his drink.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll follow Greff then. You can smell alcohol as you approach the corner where Canton is sleeping. He's laying on his back, like he's doing that exact. Like the snoring is quite heavy. One arm is like behind his head, and the other one's just like resting on his hip somewhere. There's There's like his blanket sprawled on the floor. That's
He looks old, even for an elf, right? Or does he just look haggard?
He does look pretty old for a drow. The skin that you can now see more evidently because he's not wearing his armor now. He's in bed. It's quite wrinkly. It's quite old. There are a lot more scars on here than you had first seen, would have picked up. That's about it, really.
Greff's gonna kneel down next to the bed and just Canton. How do I? Whatever. Greff stands up and he's gonna kick the foot of the bed and go, "Rouse!"
Yeah. Blimey.
Sun's up.
Oh, who the fuck are you?
I'm Greff. I'm your new apprentice.
What? Ah, bugger. Your first task of the day is to come back in an hour with some dark coffee. And he reaches around to grab the duvet and realizes it's on the floor and just reaches down, grabs the thing and pulls the duvet over his head.
Okay. Greff's gonna return to the guys. So you say no hard time limit, huh? That's fortunate. And yeah, Greff's gonna wait an hour, then get a coffee unless the guys stop it.
Oh my god. He gives up so easy. Unless you guys do anything, the barkeep Jenkiso is going to pour another one of those kind of coffee concoctions, and just slides it to the end of the bar. And he kind of looks over at Greff and just gives you a nod. It's I think this will put some pep in his step.
Greff stands up, but where do you learn these things? Grabs the drink and starts on your way.
Hey, Greff, if that doesn't work, let me know. I'll go fire off a round in the room.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, dirty. Sorry.
Arawn just gives the goblin a look, pulls the gun off of his back, and just drops it with a loud thud on the table.
The goblin gives you a nod and a bit of a wink and a smile, and goes back to preparing more drinks and getting the bars all sorted out.
Arawn looks between the goblin and the gun a couple times back and forth. Goblin, gun, goblin, gun, goblin, gun. You can see there's that little bit of temptation, and then he just puts the gun away.
Volley has to really hold back some of these comments. Okay. Greff, you have this coffee concoction in your hands.
Yeah.
Did you actually give Canton the hour, or did you...
I think the goblin kind of looks at me are you serious? And gave me the coffee maybe 5 minutes into my wait.
Yeah. So. Okay. When you go back 10 minutes later, the duvet is pulled over his head, and he's curled up into a ball. One of his arms is hanging off the side of the bed, and he's snoring again.
Kicks the foot of the bed.
House. Oh, blimey. Oh.
Here's your black thing.
He reaches out one arm, takes a drink. He takes a few sips and then sips up. It's creaks all of his bones. Clicking his head from side to side. A very audible clicks and sounds coming from his body. As he kind of blearily opens his eyes, he's like, "Who are you again?"
I'm Greff. I'm your apprentice. You took me on yesterday.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, blimey. Well, you got coffee. I think I like you already. All right, come on then.
Good.
And he sort of gets up and very old man style, grabbing his armor and struggling to put it on, but he kind of makes do and uses one of those shoe things to put his shoe on. That. It's really old, really slow. But he does it, and by the time he's finished his morning routine, drinking his coffee, he's almost back to full vigor by the time all of his armor is on about 10 minutes later.
Greff instinctively goes to help him don his armor. Does he kick him away?
Yeah, he has that really old, stubborn man feel to him. Yeah. It's
after he pushes him away for the first time, Greff's just oh yeah, okay, of course, sorry.
But yeah, he's once he's put his armor on, he's almost back to the kind of grumpy old man that you knew him from last night. So you're my apprentice? All right. So what do you want to learn?
Sword fighting. I wish to become the best.
Have you had any formal training? He's, by the way, guiding you both out towards the bar and towards where the waterfall is.
I had light formal training in a kind of a militia. And when that didn't pan out, I looked for more, what do you call it? More sparring training, just practical fighting. That didn't pan out that well, so I kept looking, and eventually some of the orcs saw some potential in me and taught me to dual wield longswords.
He, as you say this, his eyebrows kind of like raise, and he slowly turns to look at you, and he's like, "The orcs taught you dual longswords?"
Yes. Halsith in particular.
Let's get you out into the sunlight. Let's see what you're made of in a very literal sense. See what I'm working with here. As he makes his way past the bar, he puts the drink down on the bar, nods his thanks over to the barkeep, and jumps through the waterfall and out into that very big, open, sparse area with kind of a little river running through it. The sun is up proper now because you guys obviously didn't go to sleep till fairly late. So it's probably mid-morning. All right then, Greff. What about your friends? You two coming to watch me kick his ass, or?
Arawn is very excited, puts his stuff away, and is like, absolutely.
Maybe you learn something as well.
I don't know. My fighting style is a little different from sword banging.
Fair enough. Each their own, I guess. All right then. He directs Ivoris and Arawn, if you two are watching, just to sit at the edge of the room, just no matter what happens, don't help him. Just don't. All right, Greff, let's have a look at you. And he gestures you to stand more in the sun. And he begins to very critically walk around you and look at you. I'm going to give him an insight just for him to figure out what you're made of. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was good.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're not a Goliath. You're 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
If I had that suspicion, I'd ask him to take the trench coat off. He looks at you and takes a step back, and he kind of has that, as if, that feeling when you recall something from having been very drunk, and you're like, oh, and your hand goes to your mouth, that kind of moment. He has that kind of initial look about him when he's looking at you. He's like, okay. Lift your arms up, and he kind of feels your muscles on your arms, and he gets a little bit more hands-on than you'd be mostly comfortable with, but he needs to feel out where your muscles are and whatnot. He takes a step back and he says, teach you orc, did they?
Orcs, yes.
He says a few words in Orcish. Do you speak Orcish?
Nope, I never picked up Orcish.
Okay. Do either of you other two speak Orcish?
No way in hell.
Nope.
Okay. He looks at you with a bit of a raised eyebrow, so, all right. Okay. All right. Fair dues. All right, Greff. We're gonna have a bit of a fight here. I need to test your reflexes, your strength. 2 long swords, eh? Not sure what else I'm going to be able to teach you, but let's give it a shot. And he goes to punch you in the face. Surprise!
That's a good question. Is he armed?
Yeah.
He has 2 arms.
No.
But
Greff does not have his weapons out, so he does not have the +1 AC for dual wielding.
Okay.
If that's what you're wondering about.
This guy has a short sword and he has daggers on him.
Got it.
Okay, I think surprise means that he gets advantage. Just need to check. No, he doesn't have advantage. No!
He just gets a surprise round.
No! Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and he'll just go to punch you, so I'm just going to give him like the good old punch stats. All right. That's a saving throw. That's not what I wanted. There we go. That's the stat I need to add. Oh, jeez. 407 versus your other class. I don't think that's going to hit, is it? No, okay. He's not proficient at punching people in the face. All right, now it's initiative. You two can roll initiative if you think you're going to get involved, but you don't have to. You know we're compelled.
I'm not, because Ivoris' sword training was probably pretty brutal for him because of what he is.
Yes,
They didn't probably enjoy teaching the auntie to fight. So
Arawn has magically conjured a bag of popcorn somehow.
I will just allow that. I will allow that, and with that comes inspiration. Good job, man.
Ivoris, you want some? Here.
With that comes inspiration. You can take that.
take a piece of popcorn.
A single piece.
Yeah, I don't think he's had popcorn before.
Using his creepy lizard tongue to like lick at it.
All right, so it's
He
Greff.
sniffs it first
So what did Greff
with
get?
his tongue.
It's buttered.
8.
Greff got an 8.
8 on initiative.
Okay. Canton got 15 on the dice. So he ended up 20. Yep. So that was the surprise rounds, which did not work out in Canton's favour. He does, however, pull his short sword, and he will attack at thee.
How about thee?
For a natural 20. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
boy.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oops.
He doesn't have advantage, though, so I'm super sad.
He does 326 damage.
It's not going to be so bad. I won't
How
worry
do you
about
look?
it, man. I won't worry about it.
It is a short sword, but if he's... So it should only be 1d6, but I don't know what other his bullshit is.
For his short sword, that's just he's just okay on that one.
I'm thinking the crit.
Oh
like,
yeah, the extra. Yeah. It doesn't, like, for the particular rogue that he is. It doesn't quite count.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's not where I thought he was going.
That would have fucking killed me if he had advantage.
Yes. Yes.
That would have just been the end of my
You would have
character.
been like toasted, my dudes.
Unless he's a swashbuckler, then you're just fucked either way.
Yeah, I'll train you. Stab.
Stop! Nah, you're too bad
well,
for me.
Didn't make
Can
the
you
cut.
imagine that? You're like a master, and you're just like, you're gonna like show him that you're better than him, and you accidentally just puncture his lungs, and you're just like, oops.
He asked for this. Not my fault.
Damn, I vaguely fucked up. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll apply it next time. He stabs you for max damage, I'm afraid, on his crit.
Oh shit!
So it's only 17 because it's just a basic short sword.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, it's still enough. And as a bonus action, he just like smiles at you, lifts his sword up a little bit, and you can see green flames shoot down the length of his short sword. Yeah, as he casts magic weapon on it. I did it the wrong way around. Damn it!
Oh, thank fucking Christ for that.
It's now Greff's go.
All right. Greff's gonna draw both of his swords. And I'm gonna say that, like, basically what happened in this fight is that he goes for the punch, and Greff just kind of like easily steps back, and he kind of has his hands relaxed, going like, "What was that?" And then just before he can even think about it, the sword's out and goes through his, like, hits him real hard.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Greff's gonna like pull out the swords, and he's just trying to like punch him with the hilt of one of the swords to push him back so he can actually draw the other swords.
Okay, yeah. We can go with that. That's kind of cool.
Since Greff is now level 5 and he slept, he now has 2 attacks.
Me too, high
And-
five.
Nice. And I actually also can use my bonus action to attack. So Greff's gonna try to hit him with Orkin Carved twice.
Okay.
So I got a natural fucking 1 on my roll. So
That's
do
a
I hit him on a
fail.
9?
Surprisingly, that's a fail.
So with the kind of blunt end of one of his swords, he pushes him back but doesn't manage to do any damage. And then he comes down with
Try a bit harder, boy.
the same sword to 21 to hit.
That would hit. But as you go to hit him with the sword, the second time round, you see his fingers move in a pattern, and your sword bounces off of a magical shield.
Oh. Oh. Fine. Greff kind of stares him in the eyes as he takes a step back and second winds for his bonus action.
Okay, that's fine.
Second wind lets me roll a d10 plus my fighter level, and that's how much I heal.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So I heal 12.
Just like
Really?
your...
No third attack, huh?
Nope, not this turn. I'll kick his ass next turn.
Come on, boy. A little bit more at it. With this thing on, he pulls out his dagger too, so he can also attack as a bonus.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I'm trying to think how I could really make this awful for you. No, he doesn't need to. He has skills. He pulls out his short sword, and which is now a flame, and he stabs at you with it. He's like looking for an opening in your defense, and he gets a 28.
That hits. Easy.
Cool. He does 8 piercing damage plus... No, he just does 9 piercing damage.
Oh.
Sorry, I've got Artificer mixed up in my head and they get like an extra d6. Magic weapons just +1. That's fine. And he then, as his bonus action, he is going to stab you with his dagger.
Oh boy.
For a 18 versus your armor class.
God damn it, that hits.
Nice. But he only does 4 damage.
This is going to be a very short-lived fight.
Yep. He hasn't even got through his armor yet. He kind of like smiles at you. Yeah, he's just going to smile at you and just take a couple of steps back out of your reach.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this the person that Millhook shook hands with in that vision?
No.
Okay.
This dude is much, much older than the person that you saw in your vision.
Okay. Just checking.
You could still
I can't
ask.
remember many details about the other person.
No. I think I gave you the description of what their character looks like. I'll go back to it once we're done with this fight.
I just want to make sure.
I mean, he might know them, so worth an ask.
You said he took a step backward.
Yes.
How close are we to the river? There was like a little river running through the thing.
Let's say 10 feet.
All right. Greff's gonna position himself like as he moves back in, so that Kanton's back is to the river. So if he steps back again, he'll step closer to the river.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
And then he's gonna come in for he's gonna do the same thing again, where he brings down both of his blades at the same time, and then he's gonna try to stab at him again with Orchid Carved.
Okay, go for it.
So that's a first one to hit. It's 21 to hit.
That would hit.
But
It bounces off an invisible shield.
Greff goes again in. 15 to hit.
That misses.
And then his last attack goes in for the hit. Damn it. That's 15 to hit. Jesus, that's not good.
That misses also. Come on, boy. You're not even trying. Might want to put a little bit more oomph into it. Come on, lad. He just looks at you on his rounds and does absolutely nothing. He's waiting for you to hit him.
Great. All right. Then Greff. So I want Greff to kick him in the chest.
Okay.
I want to knock him prone. So I want to go in for kind of a fake attack.
Okay.
And as that whiffs, because Greff has not been hitting well, he's going to try to bring his leg around and just kind of kick him in like sideways into the chest or the body area.
Sure.
And I'm willing for that to take my action surge so I can also attack the same turn.
Sure.
All right. Roll athletics or...
Yes. Athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics, thank you very much.
You will take acrobatics.
Oh my god. I'm using my inspiration because I rolled a fucking 8. I've +6 on that fucking roll. Jesus, I've been rolling like an ass. That's fucking... What is it? It's an 18. Fuck yeah. All right. I'm willing to sit on that one.
Okay. With his acrobatics, he got a 25.
Son of a bitch.
So you go for him, and he just kind of leans back a little bit. That's about it.
Jesus, I'm going in. Fuck me. Orc and Carved, I'm going back in.
Okay. All right. He's just like dodged back, so I'll allow you as you like realize you've missed him, just like back swing to try and get him. Go for it.
That's 23 to hit.
That actually hits.
Fucking finally. I have +8 to hit, by the way, so this has been like way too long coming.
This one hits. You don't see the invisible barrier force go up, but you managed to hit for 11.
Yeah, 11 slashing damage.
Nice.
Jesus, that was bad.
As you do that, what he does is uses his reaction to half your damage. As he does uncanny dodge. So that's 5.
Fuck. Alright. I'm not sure I was following. Was that like because I action searched? Am I just doing my action now? Or
yeah, go for it. Go on, you can do your extra thing.
Yeah. Alright. Then I'm going in for another hit for 20.
That one hits.
Does?
Yes.
He didn't shield.
Alright.
Didn't shield.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's out of shield, that bitch. Alright, yeah, and then I hit for 14 slashing damage.
He'll take that 14 because I don't think he can halve that one. No, he's already
I don't
used
think
his
he can.
reaction.
He's out of reactions.
Yeah.
And then I go for a longsword hit, and that's 10 to hit. What is these rolls?
Oh, that fails. I have to do numbers.
I'm paying for last episode.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Thank you, Roll20. I'm still happy. Canton's decided he's probably had just about enough of this shit.
Bogrim?
No.
He looks at you as you finally manage to get 2 hits in, and he looks down at the blood, and he like looks up at you and smiles like, "That's a bit more like it, sonny." All right, enough fucking around. And he will go stab thee in the face with a short sword.
Not the face.
Not the face.
Face? Not my beautiful face.
For a 19 versus your armor class.
That hits.
Oh yeah. For 10 damage.
Alright.
And he will stab you with his dagger.
Alright.
That's for a lot more.
From a dagger?
No.
Oh, no.
The attack. The attack. It's only a d4.
Plus 200.
No. And he hits you for 3 damage.
Alright.
He lifts up his short sword and his dagger in a very defensive pose. That's it. He's No, he will bonus action disengage. Oh no, he attacked on his bonus. Never mind. He would just he would stand there and smile at you and think about his cool plan for next time.
Alright. He's old and feeble. Fuck it. He always have acrobatics. He always one-up me everything I fucking try.
You might be lucky.
I kind of want Greff to bull rush him, expect him to try to dodge out of the way and try to think about that, and just grab him and throw him into the river and go down with him.
Oh, you want to like rugby tackle him into the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greff's gonna do that. Fuck
I guess it'll be opposed strength rolls.
Alright.
Now go with dexterity.
Alright. Rolling athletics, and I got a natural 1. Greff just runs into the fucking river.
Oh man! As you go running into the river, do you want to go into the river or do you want to take the prone status?
He throws himself on the ground to try to stop himself from... No, motherfucker, if he gets advantage, I'm dead. I'm going in the river.
Damn it!
Greff lands on the ground and sees him, and like his eyes light up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going for like your guts," and then Greff just kind of like scoots into the river, like fuck this.
So basically, what happened is Greff went to bull rush him into the river, landed like a flat fish out of water in front of him, and went, "I'm going to use my move to get in the water."
Yeah, fuck this, just going in the water.
Okay, you are in the water. Okay, I'm gonna say that's I can't say that's prone, but you... Okay. For his action, for his move, he's going to jump into the water after you. Fuck this.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck this, dude.
Oh, no.
He's going to dive in the water after you.
Is he a motherfucking trident? What is this?
Meal, please edit in some Pirates of the Caribbean music.
I need to check fighting underwater. I had all this checked out for our last game, but it didn't really matter so much then.
Yeah. I think the dagger might be the only thing that...
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, because no. His short sword is finesse also. When making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, either naturally or granted by magic, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, sword, spear, or trident.
No!
Or fists, as is apparently clarified.
Oh, is it? Okay.
you do have it in the handouts, the underwater combat.
Yeah. Oh, it may be just be an update. I added in fists because I didn't want Raoul to be completely screwed. Since that's a rule in our world, we will continue. All right, so he pulls out his short sword as he dives into the water, short sword first. You guys just see this old man just like look down at the ground, just shake his head like, bloody youth for today. And you see him making a running jump into the water, and you see him like poke down his sword into the water. Let's see if there's a scream and gurgle of blood, shall we? Oh, Jesus. 24 to hit.
Yep.
That's 4-7 damage.
Yep.
Now he's on top of you. He's gonna jab at you with the dagger. For a natural 1, so that goes completely wide. Let's say his dagger floats off down the river. Let's give you half a chance. What do you want to do now? You're in the water. I'm gonna say that you're underwater.
Yeah, well, depending on how... Yeah,
you're underwater. He's on top of you. You're slowly being swept away by the river.
If I see him going for like a killing blow, I'm gonna do something.
I was actually going to say as well, seeing them both go in the river, Arawn's actually going to take off into the air, and he's going to play receiver at the end of the river.
Thank you.
If either of them start going over, he's going to try to catch them.
Yep.
So he's kind of just hovering in the air there, watching.
Yep. Greff, you have 2 rounds to get out of the water or some sort of stabilize yourself. Otherwise, you're going to get swept out to sea, and so is this guy.
And I can only save one of you.
Yes.
Y'all motherfucker's heavy.
Greff is gonna grapple him.
Okay. A bold choice.
If Greff can't beat him, Greff is gonna take him off the cliff with him.
Wait, what? Oh, wait.
Can I see this going off the cliff?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do things now, I guess.
Okay,
if this is getting too dangerous.
I want you both to roll initiative to put yourselves in the order.
Okay, all right. Greff, you're...
Greff,
okay, well that's a 6.
Okay.
6 from Arawn.
Arawn goes last then.
15.
This is going the bad direction.
Oh, fuck, how with this boat?
You made Arawn have to leave his popcorn. He's upset now.
This isn't sword fighting. You're not you're not here to try to like learn how to swim in the fucking rapids.
Well,
Greff, this isn't how you learn how to fly. Trust me.
You're both gonna drown, you idiots. And you're gonna be not good at swords at all because you'll be corpses.
All right, Greff is going for the grapple. So I guess it's an opposed grapple. All right, let's do it.
Yep. Fucking finally. 27 on my athletics.
Nat 20.
It's your lucky day. He can get a 27.
All right, going off the river?
You have him grappled.
No.
What's your big play now, Greff?
basically at this moment, Greff has just bloodlust in his eyes. He's like got multiple stab wounds down his body, and I'm assuming like when he came in and he like stabbed him with the short sword, and then the like kind of dagger clinked off something. Greff just grabbed the short sword and grabbed him, and he's just staring at him now, and he's just gnasting his teeth at him, just like fucking like we're both dying now. I'm done with this bullshit. He's just got bloodlust in his eyes. He's completely lost control of the situation.
All right. Okay. So we'll start at the top of the next round, and these two are now included in initiative. On a 20, you have him grappled. So his first action, I guess, will be to try and get out of said grappled.
All right.
So another opposed roll.
That's another natural 20. What? Where were these 5 seconds ago? Jesus. I don't want to go off the cliff, but Greff's a fucking lunatic.
You haven't grappled. He can't undo this grapple. Can he do anything as a bonus? No, because he needs his hands. All right. Good job. Let me just double check.
I do not have him. I do not have him pinned. He does have his hands.
Yeah, let me just...
He can stab at me and attack me if he wants.
Yeah, it's all disco. Speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from bonus to its speed. Condition ends, the grapple is incapacitated, which it's not. Also ends. Basically nothing. Its speed becomes 0.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Can he do anything to screw you over?
Death.
Yeah, that is an option. No, he's going to go for the good one too. So he's going to attack you with a short sword. For 16 to hit.
Miss.
Oh no! Would a 17 have hit?
It meets my armor class. Does that hit? I don't remember how these rules work.
Yeah.
I always forget that one.
Yeah. I forgot to add the +1 from magic weapon, but I'm going to assume that's down. Or a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And you take 4 damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's grinding you away, dude. As you two are in this battle of wills, he looks at you and he says, "All right, kid, let's get out of the water. After you." And he looks very pointedly at the the river that's about to go out to sea off of a very big cliff. It is now Ivoris's go.
Does Greff still have that look in his eyes? Like he's gonna jump off the cliff?
It's eased up now that the teacher has kind of like not exactly admitted defeat, but he's just kind of gone like, okay. You got me into a situation I'm not happy with. So Greff's easing up, but he's still like, you can see there's like a twinkle of like, no. If I kill him, I've killed him.
Oh no.
Did
I want to win.
Greff.
I want to win.
Greff.
Not by technicality.
I don't know. I feel like Ivoris is having that bit of like, he actually does care about you guys now.
Oh.
And so like, I think his emotion would like kick in. And so Greff still looks crazed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's enough because Greff has a good hold. I guess Ivoris sees the other guy look I don't know if I hear him, but I see him like.
Yeah, you wouldn't like hear him over like the rushing of the water. In fact, he was saying it like directly to Greff's face.
Oh, the water. That's true.
Yeah, so you tell
I wouldn't
that he's
know
trying
that most
to
of this
say
is
something.
happening.
Yeah.
And I still see that look in Greff's eyes. And so, there's no reason for him to not do it. He's having a bit of emotion thing. So he's gonna, what kind of action is this? All of these things are actions. Okay. He casts suggestion on Greff.
Okay.
Ooh.
Click the button.
I think I need to make a wisdom save.
Yes, you do. must take a wisdom saving throw. What is your spell DC, my sir?
I only have +3.
The save DC is... Sorry, my shit's a little weird because some of these are like racial things. I think it's just my regular DC, so that'd be a 16. Because charisma is max.
All right. I'll roll a wisdom save against you. Oh, of course I'm rolling high now. 19.
Why have you got so many crits? Why does Roll20 like you? Why?
It didn't like me 5 seconds ago.
You tried to cast suggestion. You tried to summon up, but whatever it is that's going on in Greff's brain, maybe there's just nothing there to work with, but you can't control him. Nothing is going through.
Yeah, but I think that the suggestion thing, because he would never do that to one of his buddies, is kind of like not accidental, but like instinctual.
Yeah.
And he probably like after that is going to be kind of shocked at himself, so he'll back down. But you hear him yell for you to stop.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And that was going to be basically
the suggestion.
And
yeah.
you feel him try to do that, which is probably the first time that has been the case.
Okay, Greff.
All right. I just want to know, what is Arawn doing?
He's floating in the air above you guys. Or like sort of like towards the end where the river comes out, across the cliff area. Just ready to catch someone. I think that was his stance.
So you took. I have another idea as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want to know what you're doing.
Well, seeing that this is going poorly, and that Ivoris is actually interceding at this point, Arawn's actually going to take a piton out and rope, and he's actually going to create an anchor point at the end of the waterfall and run the rope across the river.
Okay. Yep. That will do the job of stopping them. Let's do that. That will do the job of stopping them. So yeah, I'm gonna say you can just do that. That will take your action. So when it comes to being your action, that'll be what you're doing.
Yeah, he's basically committing to that because he's seeing things are not going according to plan. He's getting a little worried.
Yeah, I'll say because like you were basically on your way when we started this round, that this is what your action is. It includes what you're doing right now. So, all right.
Okay.
Greff. So Arawn is doing something at the end of the river.
I think Greff just says through gritted teeth, I don't lose, as he like pushes his head underneath the water.
Okay. All right, take an opposed strength test. Let's do the grapply thing.
I still have him in the grapple from originally, so I shouldn't have to remake it.
You're pushing his head underwater.
Okay.
Yep, so that's just adding a different level of like how you're fucking him over, because it will basically determine whether he can do a verbal part of his spell or not.
All right. I rolled a 14. I accidentally rolled a saving throw instead of... Well, actually, I'm doing athletics. I rolled a 17.
Don't you have proficiency in athletics?
Yeah. So I have 17.
It all lines up.
Fine. Well, let's do it. All right, come on,
Math checks out.
Math checks out. All right.
Greff might not check out, but math checks out.
Greff's mind is checking out right now.
There is a single sign on the desk that is Greff's brain that says back in 15.
He rolled a 19.
All right.
Yeah,
he beats
so you don't keep his head underwater. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You do have access to your weapons. You could try and like just smack him.
Fuck it. If I can't fucking drown him, I think Greff I think he lets go of his longsword and starts grabbing at the rocks around him, trying to like stop them from falling off the fucking cliff.
Yeah.
I think he just slowly just has this like, fuck it. He's like, I'm not sure I can kill him by throwing him off a cliff. So shit.
He's so powerful. Throwing him off a cliff won't kill him. He's basically a god now.
So I think Greff just kind of starts grappling at the rocks to try to slow them down. Fuck it. I don't like it.
What'd you get?
Strength, so. Athletics, or?
Athletics.
Okay. No, natural 20.
Okay. All right. Aethor, what the fuck?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I rolled
You
like
get
8.
natural 20s when you're trying to kill people. You're trying to kill him forever now.
You're doing the bad thing. And roll 20 is encouraging it.
I need to know exactly what you're trying to do to say whether you do this or not.
Greff managed to grapple him underwater earlier.
Yeah, so he's grappled in the water with you. His head isn't under.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. And after he tried to like push him down, the guy kind of like manages to like keep his footing here and there, and the kind of rushing of the water in the background kind of like triggers a little bit of self-preservation instinct in Greff. So he finally kind of just like moves his body so he can like stop himself from floating down the river, but he still has the guy grappled.
Okay. I'm gonna say yes. You got a 27. You're almost god level there. You may actually have to stop the flows of the gods with almost a 27. Okay, you managed to stop yourself from moving. So he's, let's say, about 6 seconds from being rushed out to the river, but that's Arawn. You can see that he's managed to like Greff himself in position. He's not moving. That means this guy isn't moving either. Okay, is that everything you wish to fuck me over with on this go?
Yeah, I think Greff's gonna stop now.
Okay, this guy.
He's easing up a little bit.
All right, it's now Arawn was doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pamp. So even if eventually this, when it will fail, you'll be able to catch him. So that's what you're doing. All right,
Anchor
it's
points.
now Canton's go. Canton drops the concentration on his magical weapon, and as he looks at you, he says, "Sorry, kid. Need to finish this now." And he will cast Fairy Fire, which basically what Arawn and what Ivoris see and what Greff sees very, very close up is his eyes begin to glitter like this kind of like pinkish and blue color. And everything in the 20-foot cube like begins to glitter with this kind of this color. So Greff, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I rolled a 7.
You failed. Greff is now lit with pink and blue sparkles. So he's now easy to hit. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. Now the rogue has advantage on his attack. So, bonus. Do not fuck me, dice. 21 versus your armor class.
That hits.
Okay. He is a certain level.
Let me put it like this. I have 7 HP left.
Without so much as a backhand, Greff gets knocked unconscious. From the dice rolls alone, you would have been unconscious. Just like the ones on every dice, you would have been unconscious. As you guys see this dagger just kind of like nip into the side of Greff. And you see a lot of blood pooling out into the water. Actually, I need to roll the damage because he might be able to kill him.
All right.
I'm just going to do the roll 20 roll because there's a lot of dice.
Is he aiming for lethal?
No. But I need, if it's, basically I'm going to rule that if he does almost enough to kill him, then I'm going to give Greff a permanent injury.
Oh, Would you like me to do it? Here, I'll do it. What's the?
No. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you can roll it. It's 7d6 plus 6.
Jesus.
That includes his short sword weapon.
23.
Yeah, no. I've got 49 hit points, so.
Oh yeah, then you're fine. Okay.
That's my max. So
yeah,
that's not even half my max.
That's fine. Yeah, you guys see Greff go unconscious. So combat is technically over, I guess. The guy kind of grabs hold of Greff's shoulder and just kind of like begins to pull himself up onto the side of the river. Ivoris and Arawn, you can see this guy is actually just like sweating buckets and he is exhausted. Like this took way more out of him than the fight would look like it had. He's kind of old. Everything's falling apart. He put a brave face on and he's trying to get Greff out of the water. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
Arawn's gonna fly over and help drag them both out of the river.
Oh, thank you, lad. Oh, blimey.
I apologize for my friend losing his cool there.
It's good to know. I need to know what he did. It's good to know. He's got a lot of strength to him, and it reaches inside his armor. And he pops a cork out from a potion bottle and pours it into Greff's mouth for, I think it's 1d4 plus 1.
If it's the super shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a super shit one. It's a training one. So
because the standard is like 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the super shit one because it's only training. Like, you only need to get yourself back on your feet. For max healing, so 5. You wake up and you're being force-fed potion. Arawn is like kind of like sitting next to you, having helped pulled you out of the water. You're satched from head to toe. The old man is like leaning across you. He's got some scars and cuts on him. Arawn, since you're close, you notice as soon as Greff begins to wake up, like this guy puts his mask back on of not being old and tired anymore. He's trying to be like the professional teacher. He looks down at Greff. What do you want to do, dude?
Greff grabs where the dagger plunged into him, looks over to the river, and just kind of looks back at him and like, I could have made us both fall.
Yeah, but you didn't. You've got a lot of potential, kid. You just need to stop losing control when you've got advantage. Be calm, focused, go for the kill shot, like I did. And he taps like where he stabbed you in the side with the dagger.
Fine. You're better than me. Fine. You're the master.
Yeah.
And Greff kind of sits up.
The guy looks confused, like, well, yeah. He like rolls his shoulders back and like stares at you and says, tell you what, you come back the next couple of days, and I'll teach you something worth knowing. But you've got a lot of raw power. Your technique's a bit, so. But I could teach you something
worth. Call it
what
it is. Shit. All I have is what the orcs taught me.
I'm surprised you don't use your other... do you know what? Never mind. And you see him like looking at Arawn and Ivoris, and he looks back to you and says, we can talk about that over a beer later on. All right, well, fuck off. I've got things to do today. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Greff gets up, looks at Ivoris, and
Ivoris
like kind of like
scared.
The guy goes off like towards the edge of the cliff, and you just see him going through basically like basic practice poses of like swinging his sword and his dagger. He's basically just like practicing and flexing his muscles just to get himself like, you know, properly set up and ready for his training. So, what do you guys want to do?
Ivoris kind of looks a bit shocked and gives you that initial nervous look.
I think Greff looks away.
I'm sorry.
You were just trying to help. In your way. And he has like a forced smile when he says that.
Ivoris looks very guilty. He like looks down at the ground.
Greff kind of bumps Arawn on the shoulder. You get what you were looking for?
No.
That's not the show you wanted? I thought you wanted to see my ass get kicked.
No, you made me have to do work, you fucking idiots. And Arawn like goes back over and pulls the piston, the pitton out.
You see the old man like just like give you a nod between his sword strokes as you pass him.
Comes back over and like bops Greff on the head with the pitton and is just like, don't fucking do that again.
You're right. The three of us have a job to do here. And me going over that edge would have, well, limited your capabilities for a while. So I'm sorry. I may have costed you guys money and time. That's not fair. We are a team. And you have done nothing but be very nice to me for the last couple of hours. Greff stands up and like walks towards Ivoris.
He's still looking at the ground. He's like not really paying attention.
kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and says,
He jumps.
"Oh, okay. That is just like he like puts his hand on your shoulder.
It's
like,
just a surprise jump. He's not hostile.
I think I can resist most of your magic, but we need to spar someday. I need to see your capabilities." And he just kind of lets go. And then Greff walks off towards where the bar is, where the other exit is.
Okay.
I guess we're following.
All right. So where are you guys headed to? What's your plan?
Greff wants a short rest just to heal up.
Okay, sure.
So
you could take an hour.
Hour at the bar.
Yeah, you can take an hour at the bar. Spend your hit dice as appropriate.
All right, so I heal. Great. I heal 5. That's not nearly enough. Another 5.
At some point, Ivoris will come lay on hands you. You got to give him like 5 to 10 minutes to like realize that he just tried to.
Oh no! Why did you do this to me, Neil? I think there's a thing with your lay on hands, but I'm just going to check.
Oh yeah, it's the same die as smiting, isn't it? We forgot that the other episode because I was trying to do a secondary thing, and smiting was the only way.
Neil,
I fucked that up.
Why did you do this to me?
Because this is fun, V. V, I want to have fun.
Thank you,
He
Arch.
lays
Thank you
on
so much. You
hands
don't know how
you.
much that means to me.
He does.
Okay, I need you to roll a d10, please, if you are healing him up
Oh,
for whatever
great,
remains.
Okay. How many remains is the question?
16.
Oh yeah, he can do that.
Okay, that's fine.
I just didn't want to do all of it because we are meeting with Millhook potentially later. So
Yeah.
You don't know when in your future this occurred. This could be months. This could be weeks. It could be days.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I'm aware, but we're here.
Yeah, you're
so
here.
He's going to be
on a
cautious
10,
anytime he's here.
Roll a second time.
Is that just what the thing is?
Yeah, it's like roll again.
Oh,
the second time the
no.
creature is smote is actually what I've got written. Because
What?
I'm writing anything specific for your lay on hands. We just added to A on hands on smiting. I never updated my table.
Are you sure this isn't one of those like you rolled so bad that you get 2 effects and they're both bad?
All right, sure, go
Things.
for it. Anyway, you need to re-roll it. You need to roll a d10 again anyway, regardless. Oh no, the smoting is you roll your damage again. Since you can't re-roll your lay on hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
On a 2, the caster takes 1d6 necrotic damage.
Son of a bitch.
As you lay your hands upon Greff, some of this damage that you've done to him begins to crawl up your arms. And like the fur and the scales, they begin to like twist and become blackened and they kind of hurt to the touch. So roll a d6.
2.
Yeah, one piece of fur and 1 scale.
Do I have scales?
You said around your neck, right?
Do I? No, I don't think I did.
I thought you said around your neck. Yeah,
I don't think I
your
have
tongue hurts.
scales.
Your tongue hurts a lot.
Sure.
There you go.
Because most of his transformations are internal.
Yeah. Yeah, your tongue super hurts. Okay, Greff, you are healed up after an hour.
Yep.
So where are you guys
Used
headed
every
to
hit die.
now? What are you guys up to?
Ivoris just walks by and heals you and goes, ow. And, and then he's going to go back into the room and sit on the bed.
Okay. Cool. You do that. Arawn?
Arawn is just being Arawn. He probably pulled out one of the little pieces again, and he's probably just finishing it up.
Okay. Yes. If it's one of the things I'm thinking of, yes. Greff?
Once the hour's up and Ivoris like kind of tops him off and then it just walks off and he doesn't go towards the exit. Greff's just kind of confused, like, wait, aren't we like we should do that job, right? Are we just gonna hang out here?
We're waiting for you, idiot.
I'm fine now.
Okay, then let's go. Jesus. Making me have to do work. I had to put my popcorn aside.
Where are you guys going to?
It's a good question.
Ivoris kind of puts back on his professional face, but it's clear that he's still kind of shaken.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem scared of you or anything. He just seems like he did something wrong and he's like weirded out about it.
Yeah.
He says, all right, where do you think we should start looking?
Well, the person that we're looking for is being guarded by a massive Goliath, the tallest they've seen. So I think...
Where are you guys having this conversation?
In the bar.
Okay. I need to roll a
so
perception
stupid.
Well, that's at least where Greff would have this conversation.
check. Yes. Carry on.
So, I guess we ask around town. I think the locals are the best, like if somebody huge walks through town, it's a talking point.
I just want you to keep in mind that a lot of these things now we're going to have to talk about first. We're going to have to talk first.
Fine.
A lot of these jobs, probably. Just keep that in mind. We should probably pay the temple a visit so that gentleman isn't just left with a hole in his floor leading to a crypt.
I'm pretty sure that closed up after we got off the elevator. But, yeah, he might let him know that we already found our way.
I've got a couple questions for him anyway.
You spoke to somebody?
What?
I was taking notes on the things on the wall. Who are you talking to at the temp? What?
Remember the thing we did? You know that.
What?
We were on our way to do the thing and to go to the temple to do the thing, and then you got sidetracked.
And then you got sidetracked.
Remember?
Yes.
Remember?
I'm very. What?
I remember him going to hang out at the wall.
Right.
You know what we were doing, Arawn.
I know what you were doing, but you didn't tell me anything about talking to a person at the temple.
No,
Talk to a guy at the temple, like the high cleric or something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He was going to help us, but now we don't need his help because I danced so good that the gods helped us.
Maybe he can help us find these people we're looking for.
Or someone who knows this character. And Ivoris, holds his ring up and kind of studies it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you might want to know who's inside that ring. Do you want to ask anybody here about your tabaxi situation?
Who?
The other paladin. I never remember her name. If they know of her, if she's been here before.
Fair enough. Give me a moment. And Ivoris is going to go to the bartender.
The bartender is they're just preparing drinks and getting things set up for, they've got some more drinks in from the half drunk bar that has been there previously.
Excuse me.
What can I do for you, darling?
We are going around to, the surface. We're done here for now. I'm trying to meet up with someone I know here. We're supposed to meet here. A white tabaxi mill hook. He flashes his little eye of Savras thing.
Take an insight check.
Sure. 12.
Okay. Don't miss anything of any particular value. They say, Millhook, a tabaxi. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Are you two No, obviously not. No, I don't think I know any sort of like white tabaxi. It sounds rather minxy to me. Do you want me to say that you're looking for them? Leave a little note behind the bar?
No. Not particularly. I wanted it to be a surprise, actually.
Oh, perhaps I can keep an eye out for you. Let you know when they've been by. If, of course, I see them. We don't get a whole lot of visitors down here, you know.
Sounds great.
How does one get hold of you, Ivoris?
Good question. Tell you what, I don't really want anything to be done or arranged. I only want to know if she arrives and goes anywhere else.
Well, all right, I'll take a special note. And if they turn up, I will just come and ask me and I'll let you know if I've seen them.
Sure, if I don't see her first, I'll come ask if you've seen her. Just haven't seen each other in a while.
Oh, lost romances, lost friendships. Ooh, this is getting juicier by the second having you three here. It's been so boring just having Canton and a few other occasional visitors around. Oh,
okay.
Lovely. I would take a note of that. And you see them go behind the bar and they kind of like, as they're making like a new drink, they seem to be like saying and like trying to memorize things as they go along. They make what looks like basically a white Russian and they drink it themselves. You see lots of magic going off as they do so. Okay.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. Are you guys heading off? Are you guys trying to irritate anyone else down here? I mean, anyone else being the only other two people here? As far as you're aware.
No, Greff has nothing more to do here. He already fucked up his first fight with his master.
Okay. All right. You guys going to try and make your way to the surface? Are you going to look around here a little more? I just want to get a feeling of how you're going about leaving, whether you're going to go via the inn, the temple, or the well. Do you know which one you guys want to be going up and out through?
Probably one of the faster ones. The temple was fucking 6 hours.
Yeah.
To get through there. It'll be nighttime again.
Well, no, he was saying, though, that this one goes to a different temple, I guess. This one's a quicker one?
You would probably guess then it may be the temple, that kind of ruined temple that you guys arrived in.
Oh.
Okay. We find the fastest way. Roll to find it.
Sure, take a survival check.
Beautiful.
I'll do it.
16. Aww. Sorry, I'd already had it. My finger on the trigger.
You make your way up these rough-hewn stairs. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you realize that there are other rooms and other places on this kind of like groundish level of like this staircase that you're going up. But you ignore those and go straight up. After about 2-ish hours, if you're going to be making a bit of a run, a bit of a push, probably an hour and a half, you guys find yourselves coming out and up through a concealed wall that is in the ruined temple behind where you guys teleported in. And as you guys step away, it closes behind you.
No. How do we open it again?
Arawn's going to take a look at how to open it back up.
Take an investigation check.
Dirty 20.
Oh.
There are a series of slightly discolored bricks. If you press those down, the door, the sort of hidden door will open.
Okay. Arawn just takes a look over and is like, oh, okay. Well, this is pretty easy to get back into. We're good.
Yeah, once you see it, you kind of like know that it's there. It's like it's like that sore thumb thing. If someone points out something like weird on someone's face, you can't stop seeing it. This is basically what's happening to you in this wall. Mm-hmm. You can't not see this anymore. Okay. You guys find yourself, I'm going to say it's about midday, probably, just after midday. You find yourselves in exactly the same place we started the episode before. So what do you guys want to do now?
We should start by visiting that temple, unless you guys have some better ideas. I believe it was
seems fine.
Close to the busier part of town anyways.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I'm all for it. Lead the way.
Okay. You guys make your way through the streets. There are quite a few people up and about even now. Not quite as many people as were out last night. Most people seem to be clearing up or tidying up behind after last night's revelries. You see people at like cooking fires, like, you know, basically cooking up fish and all this good stuff. And the smells coming from this are real nice. You hear lots of children running around and playing games. They don't seem to be in school, even though they probably should be. And you guys make your way up towards the temple. The temple, the inside looks pretty much as it did before. It's there's a couple of worshippers here. They're just sitting at the various pews or standing at the edge, looking up at the deities carved into the wall in the various pictures. You can see you can see the head cleric, the drow. He's sitting in his office. He's got the door open. There's no sign of the two turtle acolytes that you two saw before.
They died forever in the crypt.
They went down to the crypt and they're stuck there now.
They fell down that hole in the floor and stumbled down the stairs with their bad shells cracked.
Yeah, there wasn't that like yellow plastic triangle thing that you put on the floor, like don't walk here, slipway, area empty, you know, a hole in the ground. No, that doesn't happen. Stop that. You find the drow guy.
You knock on the door.
Yeah, the door's open, but you can tap on the frame.
Yeah.
He looks up and he sees the three of you. He's like, "Hello, my friends."
Hello. We were just stopping by to tell you that we found what we were looking for. It might be dangerous to have the children looking. I did have a couple questions about a crypt down there. If you had a minute.
Of course I have a minute. I have plenty of time for, another devout worshipper. Please, sit down. Who is your new friend? And he stands up and puts a hand over to Arawn.
Arawn shakes.
This is Arawn.
A pleasure to meet you. Please, three of you sit down. Oh, I only have 2 spare chairs. Oh, here, Greff, you take this one. And he takes his chair and he like pushes it around to where Greff is, and he just like stands on the other side.
No, don't. I'll stand up. It's fine. My wings kind of get in the way when I sit down. It's fine.
If you are sure. Takes his chair back.
He needs special chairs.
He kind of looks at you, looks at Arawn, turns the chair around and sits down.
Arawn's just shaking his head.
You have more questions?
You mentioned that you were new, relatively at least here.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone around that might have been alive when some of the people that are buried beneath the temple were alive?
I guess it depends on which of the tombs you are talking about. Some of the tombs here go back 3,000-4,000 years.
Well,
I doubt.
Now let me recall the body. This one was one of the relatively newer ones?
No, the Yunti was a really old one.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm out of luck then. Because there was 2 Yantis that were different.
Yep. And there were other races that belong on Discora. Way back towards the back of this tomb where the older corpses were. Yunti
But the 2 Yantis were different age periods.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they were slightly different age periods, but they were way in the back.
But the one that I got the ring off of specifically was one of the older ones?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Shit, okay.
Oh, are we going to talk about the dagger you left behind there that was also magical?
I wanted to just see what the ring was and then take it off and give it back. He wanted to know if he could figure out more about the Yanti by just figuring something out about this ring. I didn't want all the trinkets or I would have taken them. I have money for trinkets. If I want trinkets, I can buy trinkets.
No, you need to fund me. Give me your monies.
Anyway, let's not talk about the dagger that was a bone of contention in this house for a day or 2. I can probably find the records of the people who were buried, but Some of the more recent ones, I can probably find people who knew them, but it only goes back as far as living memory.
Sure. Well, if it helps, I can specify. I'm only curious as to, those of my kind that are down there.
You see his eyes go wide. Like, you found... and he lowers his voice like quite significantly. You found Yonti down in the tombs?
Yeah. Well, dead ones. Long dead.
That is, no offense, a bit of a weight off of my mind. Thank you. It would probably be pretty easy to track those down. I would not think they are very... and then being a part of, particularly this area of this church, it'd be a very big event. I'm pretty sure we can probably dig back in the past to find them. At least I know roughly where I'd be looking.
Sure, I am rather curious. I don't really see many of my kind around your kind in life or death, so...
That I understand. I'm intrigued also.
Wonderful. Well, any help you need finding that information, just let me know.
I will have the two boys look into it.
One more thing.
Oh, of course.
This event, what is this?
Oh, it is something that Freedom's Bluff has decided to put on. We survived an apocalypse. It's a celebration of life. We decided we would make a 3-day event of it. It seemed fitting. The end of the world came and we are still here. We understand that a few people out at sea did not make it. A few people were surprised, let's say the least, and other people who were dedicated to your god. It was too much for them.
Does this place come up with sudden reason to celebrate often?
He kind of like gives you like a kind of like a half a smile, half like a kind of we like to celebrate life. We like to be
good
thankful for the
reason
good
and
things.
a good enough time to do it in any sense.
Indeed. What with the ever-present threats wandering around, the death of gods, we should find a reason to celebrate life, and we do. This was what you walked into yesterday is the beginning of we hope, a very big, long party celebrating.
Do people here have a bunch of skulls around?
Of course. Quite often.
That can't have been just for this event that only just happened.
No, these are more... I assume you're talking about most of the people out in the town.
Ceremony,
yes,
the dancing.
Around the fire and the blood.
Right.
And yes, people often have very strong family ancestors, people who are either very physically or charismatically very strong, people with big personalities, people who are leaders in some way or sorts of their family. They will often preserve the bones. It's using ritual. It honors where we came from. It is better than being buried in the dirt. No one wants to be buried in the dirt. At least not here.
Is there a reason why they like me flying? It was a little weird.
Oh, it's we do not often have people who fly here. We do not often see winged tieflings or the such like. It is good to see people flying about.
Well, we're not that common of a breed, so.
Yeah. A lot of people here believe that when you die, the spirits go upwards, towards a different place. Of course, some of us clerics, of course, know we kind of go sideways rather than upwards, but it is a nice image nonetheless.
Sure.
Well, I had thought that this was some reoccurring event. If you were to perhaps buy a souvenir from your town here and gift to someone that hadn't been here very often. What would you get?
You could probably, it depends what sort of thing they're into, but we are known quite often for our celebrations and our divinations of life. Yeah, I guess.
So a skull.
Probably not a skull. They are very personal items, belong to each of the families, but things like knuckle bones, cards, that sort of thing. Or you could just bring them here. And yeah, he gives like a bit of a smile at that. My God, he's turned into the information tourist board.
You know, Ivoris, I feel like you're forgetting to ask an important question.
You have questions also? Please, if I can.
No, I'm trying to give word to Ivoris since he seems to be forgetting to ask, something of relative importance as far as I understand.
About our job?
No.
Perhaps
You're going to have to remind Neil about my important
memory.
thing.
Apparently. As someone of faith with, I assume, some magical capabilities, do you by chance have, I don't know, so maybe like a remove curse spell or dispel magic?
Oh, I don't want to remove the curse yet.
You never told Arawn that, so he doesn't know that.
I can...
Well, I don't want to tell this guy that I stole a ring from his basement.
No, Arawn's just alluding to...
I can remove curses,
I specifically wasn't telling him about that for the reason of I don't want to be a fucking crypt thief.
It is a service I can perform, of course.
Oh, Arawn,
What?
perhaps later.
Well, it's good to know that he can do it.
Yes. Is there anything that you charge for this?
Of course not.
Really?
If you find yourself cursed and it is an accident, of course we're not going to charge you anything. It's cost me virtually nothing. In the service of my god, why would I not do this?
I'd have to wait till level 9 to do that. Okay.
I'm already level 9, apparently.
If I were to come back with, let's say, I don't know, some sort of magical instrument, would you be able to maybe imbue it in there with, so I'm...
A magical instrument imbue? What are you talking about?
Well, as you can see, and like Arawn holds up the mechanical hand, I tinker. I like to do a lot of things that use, technology and magic.
If you're looking for someone who can help you with that sort of thing, there is a tabaxi woman who's... He gestures around to like kind of roughly like the wall height. Like there is a tabaxi person who is exceptionally good at that sort of thing. They might be able to help you.
Is it the person that made the things on the wall?
Yes, of course.
Where?
You will find...
Arawn is gripping the table, looking at the sky.
I don't know exactly where they work. We see them from time to time adding new constructions up on the wall. Best I can tell, I think they come from beneath the inn.
Is there a name?
Yes, there is. It is a name I need to score through my memory banks.
The Patreon list?
That is the one, yes.
I love the Patreon list.
Me too. Now, the thing is, it is another thirsty name, so I probably can't pronounce it.
No, I don't know. Don't do that. Fuck. You know how hard it is to say names with this accent?
Dude, I have to say them in all the accents.
Yeah, but that's your job.
Then his name is Jamie.
His name is Steve.
I think I could say Jamie pretty easy.
Dolka. Her name is Dolka. Dalka.
Okay, and this is a Tabaxi alchemist's artificer?
Yow. Indeed. Yes, she works somewhere under the inn, as far as best we know. She's a little bit of an outsider. She is known for taking and stealing things. It is sort of her stick. But she provides us with protection. The constructs, they activate when the ever-present threats turn up. It means we do not have to be so alert.
The work is definitely effective, if not crude.
Yeah, definitely effective.
Good to know.
The last I heard of her, she might actually have might actually be needing help in with something, so she may be open to a trade of some sort. Services for services.
That might be an idea. I could learn things. I like learning things.
I do warn you, though, she's a bit prickly.
Arawn doesn't look like he's paying attention at this point. His tail is like swishing from side to side. He's got like a distant look.
Like the drow, like almost. You can see that they're restraining their arm from waving in front of your face.
All right, Arawn.
What?
Well,
What? Who? What?
We will take a look for this as well.
Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with? I'm very keen to get started on looking into this Yunti history we have here.
It is interesting.
Indeed.
I don't have anything. No. Greff. No.
You see any big Goliaths around here?
I have a few days ago. We have a couple of Goliaths who pass in and out, but yes.
Like a really fucking big one. Like
Yeah, like a ludicrous one.
the rapper.
No, not ludicrous, like more audacious than ludicrous. Oh, look at me, I found my thesaurus apparently. Fucking hell, wait.
Greff,
Does
what?
Greff cast himself for using lots of different words?
I'm just mad at myself for not being able to keep the character a little bit simple.
Did Greff just have his one intelligence moment for the day?
Wait.
Was that?
Did he roll on that 20 on speaking? What the fuck? Okay. Yes, sometimes. Yes, I saw them the last probably a couple of days before you turned up.
He was traveling with somebody, right?
Yes, she was traveling with I believe it was a gnome.
Wait, the giant Goliath is a female?
Yes.
That was not in our original notes, but okay. You wouldn't know where those people were staying, would you?
I wouldn't know where they were staying, no, but perhaps you could ask at the inn. They might know.
Yeah. Yeah, we will try that.
Okay.
If it's nothing else, guys, I think we need to go to the inn.
Sure. All right, good day. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And you leave the office. Where are you guys going now?
Well, the alchemist person lives under the inn. The inn might have housed the Goliath and the halfling. Halfling?
Gnome.
Gnome.
Halflings do not belong in
Gnome.
this continent. Take your halfling
right,
scum
right.
away.
Calm down. I think we just kind of wander over to the inn to annoy the barkeep a little bit more.
Sure. You arrived. The barkeep that was here last night before. Yeah, it was last night because you guys arrived last night and then never stayed for the room you paid for.
Fucking room. God.
That barkeep is not on duty today. Probably they're asleep, doing their day off. Who knows? At the bar at this time of day, there is a. Where are they? There is a tiefling, and they have dark blue scales, and they have like red scales around where the eyes are, around where the mouth is, and sort of like little bits on like the neck. Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Face. Do your thing.
Please go forth.
Why am I the only one that can talk?
Because you're the one with
rest
the
of us-
highest charisma.
Yeah, the rest of us can't talk. We're just exceptionally bad at it.
I can talk.
right.
I'm just kind of an asshole when I do.
So we're looking for this tabaxi. Okay.
Well, we're looking for the gnome, the Goliath, and then I'm looking for the tabaxi because knowledge.
A gnome, a Goliath, and a tabaxi walk into an inn.
No, wait, no, wait.
Well, I'm going to ask about the tabaxi first.
Okay. You can do whatever
Because-
you like.
I don't want to keep asking people about the Goliath.
I think that's a smart idea, not to leave a trail of us.
I mean, you can also see Arawn's tail is constantly swishing, and like he looks like he's...
You, Arawn,
hi,
can get information about the Goliath from the Tabaxi, if she trusts you. So first, I'm going to just ask about that. Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me. Hello. Hi.
Pleasantries over. Information, please.
Yes.
Insert coin to get information.
Hello. Good day.
Hello, present.
We're looking for a kind of creative like Tabaxi. What was her name? Dolka?
Oh, you're talking about Dolka, yeah. What about her?
Right. We're looking to just have a conversation. My friend here gestures to Arawn is of, like minds and all that.
Oh, you're a fan of hers. I can see you've got like your body mod there, like she's got.
Oh, someone else Arawn has like that, like the wide eye, like, okay, all right, I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, she's got plenty of those metal inserts on her body everywhere.
Oh. I want to talk to her.
Well, the last I heard, perhaps she's somewhere under this end, but I can't be sure. I mean, she's always coming up in the middle of the night and putting things up on the wall.
Is there a way for me to just go down and see her?
You can have a look down there. I'll have to escort you down there because we can't really let you pass all the barrels of beer and wine now, can we? Because you accidentally drink them and get under the table and get free alcohol. Can't be allowing that now, can we?
I don't give a shit about
she
that.
She knows me.
Yeah, I can let you down into the cellar down there for a bit of a... She kind of looks left, looks right, for a bit of a fee, because I can't just... if my boss finds out by letting people down in the cellar, he'd be pretty pissed at me.
I pull 5 gold out.
I think that would do the trick. As she takes it, I would have accepted like a gold.
Yeah, you can see Greff look at you like, dude.
Ivoris has no idea what money is.
No.
I know, and Greff is going to teach him one day.
One of these days, you're going to tell him not to do this.
All right, I guess I better take down
Especially since his income is somewhat limited now, since the person that had a lot of money that he used to pull from was dead.
Your sugar daddy. Sugar daddy's dead now.
Sugar daddy's dead.
All right. I guess you better come with me. She looks around. The bar is fairly empty for this kind of day. I mean, it is like the middle of the day. Only the most hardest of drinkers would be a like Greff. She takes you guys into like the little back area. She kind of like takes you past some of the very big casks of wine and the very big casks of ale here. They're huge. She gets to one. She pulls the tap that's in there, and you guys hear a click, and a small piece of ground. Wouldn't have noticed it unless you were specifically looking for it. Drops away, and it reveals a ladder. Now, you guys be careful, because if you come back up through here and I'm not on duty, then my boss will probably be having trouble with you.
Understood.
Sure. Well, we'll be around. We're not going anywhere. So, you will find us to yell at us if we steal.
We have rooms here, so.
Yeah, we're not really going anywhere. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Well, you better get shifting down there before my boss comes back, and I've got to go.
Arawn's like already halfway down the ladder.
As you guys go down, like she like pushes the trapdoor closed again. Okay, you guys make your way down towards where this lovely young lady is hidden. It's a bit of a trek. It's about a minute plus climb down this ladder.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's quite deep.
So we climbed for like an hour and a half up a ladder to get to the well, and then to the ruined temple, and now we're climbing like a minute down a fucking ladder. Jesus.
Yeah, you guys are like on top of a cliff, dude.
Not even below sea level yet.
No, dude. It's real tall. I would love for someone at some point just to do the maths on how deep it is. Like, that would be kind of cool, but I'm not that nerdy and I don't really care much. So yeah, you spend a minute climbing down this ladder. When you get to the bottom, you can see that it goes into a short corridor, and the corridor, there is about 50 foot up along this corridor, there is what looks like an intersection that goes in 3 directions, straight ahead, left and right. As you make your way there, you can see that the left-hand path has some torches on the wall, and they have been lit. They are magically lit. The other pathways are all dark. What do you guys want to do?
When we find the room she's in, I should probably stay out of it. You might get less words out of her if I'm there. I can't really hide around her.
All right.
Sure. Are we assuming that the obviously lit hallway isn't booby-trapped?
Arawn?
I can take a look around.
Hallway probably booby-trapped?
That's what I would do.
Then it's probably booby-trapped. All right.
Well, hang on 1 second then. And Arawn's gonna ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
So it takes 10 minutes and starts doing finger tracers in the air.
I'm gonna need your Arcana check, please.
That's 10 ladders. Ugh.
Nat 20. 26.
Roll 20 really hates me.
I see
It's
the
like
magic of the gods.
You don't, because that requires a 30 plus, my dudes.
That's 16th level spells. Those don't exist.
I don't care. You want to see magics of the god? You want to see the magic of creation? Roll me a 30 plus, dude.
I can't yet.
It's a nat 20. There's only 20 on the die, B.
Yeah, but like rogues can get more than a 10 on a skill check.
They have expertise. I don't.
Yeah, well, sucks to be you then. I
only have expertise in my tools.
Maybe you should use
Granted,
your tools
those
to
are a
see
lot.
the fabric of reality.
I take out my tinker tools. I want to tinker the fabric of reality.
Okay, let me just do.
And thus the Infinity Stones were made.
Great, Infinity Stones, deck of many things. My world's gonna get screwed.
Oh, no. But to be fair, though, I think the Infinity Stones would win versus deck of many things.
Nah, I disagree. What you see on the wall is you see a lot of evocation magic. As you would expect, it is fire. You see an exceptionally high transmutation magic on Greff, as you have come to expect. Just looking around, you don't see any other magical traps. You don't see any traps. I should rephrase.
As we're walking, then, Arawn is going to be checking for mechanical traps.
Okay, I need an investigation check, please.
Spadoop. 18.
You don't find any.
Nice.
Okay. Then we just continue along, and Arawn is taking the head, making sure that...
Your detect magic lasts for 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Okay. As you make your way along this corridor, probably about 2-3 more minutes through, again, it's just a passageway. It's been like roughly hewn into the rock of this of the place that you guys are in, and there are torches every like 40 odd foot, just like all along the walls, and they all seem to be magically lit and won't seem to be going out anytime soon. You hear the sounds of clinking and clanking and the sounds of metal on metal. You hear the sounds of like metal on bone, on wood. Like you were just hearing clinking and clanking and lots of sounds. You hear the sound of someone humming to themselves. And as you get to the threshold of the workroom, you see... you begin to feel the heat of a forge before you get there. I should put it fairly clear. The forge is ridiculously hot.
Arawn don't care.
Yeah, Arawn gives no Fs, but the other two might. As you guys cross the threshold or get to the threshold of this workroom, you see in the corner there is a very big forge. You can see there are bellows going, they seem to be magically going up and down of their own accord. You can see that there are a couple of what look like armor stands, but they have bits of bone and bits of wood attached to them. You can see that there are like cloth draped over some of them. Some of them are humanoid forms, some of them are more bestial forms like dogs and bears and that sort of thing. You can see that in the very center of this room, there is a very big, like, skeletal frame made from bits of bone, made from bits of metal. It's not fully formed yet. You would guess this would be like kind of like a large creature. Looks like they have 4 legs and a fairly big head, just like from the very rough guess of what it might be. You can see that there are many, many tools, some of which, like, Arawn would be like, I want that tool. It's all like,
he's already like that.
Yeah, there's a very prevalent smell of burning coal and of, like, grease, and also blood. There is
and sulfur.
There is the tinge of magic in the air. And Arawn, as you look around, there is so much magic around. You've got transmutation, you've got abjuration, you have evocation. There's even necromancy magic all over the place. And in the very center of, standing by the forge, hammering some cherry red metal with a hammer, is a tabaxi woman. She has long wild fur, dark orange with black coloration at the, like, kind of like the very tips of them, so it kind of looks like it's kind of floating. She is wearing nothing but a long yellow loincloth. She is clearly sweating. All of her fur is matted. She has metal embedded into her arms. And from your distance, you can see that the hand that is gripping the metal that has been pulled out of the forge is just completely metal. You can see that bits of her leg, her knee, for instance, has been replaced with something metallic. You can see that she has, as she, like, turns her head to look at the thing, you can see that she has a glass, like one of those eyepieces, just, like, kind of almost embedded into her face. She's, like, clenching onto it quite hard. And that is what you see when you arrive.
I stay out of the room, off in a shadow somewhere.
Okay, take a stealth check for me.
Hopefully an earshot.
Take a stealth check for me.
Do I have disadvantage with my armor?
Yes.
I don't know if it automatically puts it on, but
Yes.
I'll click it anyways.
If your armor gives you disadvantage, it should be automatically on there, I think.
Excuse me?
No!
What?
Excuse me? That's
1 in 400
What?
chance. That is a 1 in 400 chance.
for the listeners. Neil just rolled with disadvantage and got a 20, and then the reroll was a 20. Meaning that was double nat 20s.
She don't know shit. Your companions don't know you've disappeared. Fuck this. Oh, fuck this game.
Your magic.
Didn't we come here with someone?
Wait, he's
No, she
been
stayed
removed
upstairs.
from existence. Stealthed out of the timeline.
Greff is kind of prepared for a runner. So, like, he's like, if she makes quick movement, he's ready to, like, chase her down. So basically a ready action dash.
You would notice that there's no exit from this room, but above the forge there seems to be like a flue work, like something to extract the fumes out. That's maybe
Yeah. She's weird mechanical stuff. Arawn can fly. She might be able to do something weird too. Like, I'm just ready.
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah. I would like to point out there are a couple of like half-made and some fully made constructions around. That's just that they're around, just flying out there.
Oh no.
Arawn's just gonna like take a step in, look around, have like that kid in a candy store, like, oh, and then look over to her and say, "Excuse me, are you Dalka?"
She looks over at you. I need to give her the check. As she looks at you, you see the glass in her eye sparkle. She looks at you with detect magic. She looks at you up and down. She looks at Greff up and down. She looks at, oh wait, he's disappeared from existence. She looks you both up and down. She says, "What do you want?"
I came here to talk with you.
Be snappy. What do you want?
I'm a big fan of your work, and I want to compare notes.
Yeah. Stroke my ego later. got metal here that needs dealing with. And she pulls it out and shoved it back into the flame temporarily. What do you want?
Would you like some help?
Nay, just what do you want?
Information and perhaps work for work.
Fine. She pulls it out. She quenches it into oil, puts it on a side. You can see like two of these little creatures come like skittering over from the edges of the wall, and they just hold the piece, but the pellet is not going to completely melt them. And they look cool. And she throws a piece of cloth on the ground, one that she'd been using to wipe her brow, and she kind of like strolls over and stands next to the big skeletal creature in the center, and she like folds her arms. She looks at the pair of you. She's like, information on what? Services for what?
Well, I guess information first, just to get this out of the way. We're trying to find a really, really, really big Goliath and a tiny gnome person.
All right. And what are you offering in what can you offer in exchange?
Well, I do work similar to you. I could help. I could compare notes. If you need assistance here, I'm quite skilled at much the same, though I think I use a little more metalwork in my work than bone and other such materials that you seem to favor.
She stalks over, and without so much as a how you do, she puts her hands just very, very gently under your wrist so she can check out like the mechanism. Mm-hmm. She seems to be appraising your work. That's good movements here. Pretty strong. And then she puts like a hand under your chin. Nothing, no other body mods, just your wings and your arm. What magics you got?
Well, my magical skills are a bit limited.
She looks over at Greff, like, not your work. Gestures with the thumb.
Who, him?
Yeah.
I haven't done anything to him.
I'm not a construct. I'm a human being.
He might actually listen if he was a construct.
she kind of like looks at him, looks back at you, is like, no, the magic on him. Oh, whatever.
Oh no, that none of that is me. That's a whole other thing.
That's the
Greff just does a little wave.
That's the level of magic I'm interested in. Ugh. Right, you want some information about a gnome and a Goliath?
Right.
I want you to help me find my missing construct. Your magic's not strong enough for what I actually want. I need you to go find what I'm missing.
What, you have a construct missing?
Yeah. Big one.
How did that happen?
She gestures, like, throws a thumb over her shoulder, pointing at, like, the big, like, construction. It's like, I'm building a replacement, but someone stole my favourite one.
How many pieces do you want me to bring the back in?
I want the whole thing. It's got a level of sentience I've spent years perfecting.
I'm talking about the person that stole it.
Oh, I don't care about them.
Done.
All right. I'm looking forward as I look at my other sheet.
As a side question, while you're checking your notes...
Yeah, sure. Let me find the schematics. Fine. What do you want?
I was going to ask, do you mind if I already took some notes based off of your works on the wall. Could I take a look at your schematics?
She kind of like stops mid searching through her schematics for the thing that she's missing. And she turns and looks at you, like, what do you want them for?
I don't want to copy your work. I want to make my own. I have ideas. I've been working on some things already, but you have a good groundwork here.
Best.
You have a good base. I want to build on it.
I can give you basic structural ideas, how to weave magic into what you're building, but I can't give you the core. I can't give you the thing that gives them life and sentience. I can't do that. I won't. It's mine.
What would that cost?
His level of magic. Points at Greff.
Greff doesn't...
He's gleaming in magic.
It's just an item.
She kind of shrugs. I'll take the item.
I can't make that kind of bargain. It's not mine to own or promise.
Then she shrugs. I can't give that to you then, can I? Thing you're looking for is about 8'5".
That's really fucking big.
Yeah. It's huge. I made it really tall, really broad. I've given it I covered it in hides, so it's kind of got like a light grey look to it. I gave it a pick and I gave it an axe. But you want to keep out for the flame jet. Gets a little bit heated, excuse the pun, when it's about a day. You see it dying, you run. And tell me it's bloody dead, because fuck, that's a lot of time and money wasted.
All right. Arawn's has his notebook out and is writing down all the details.
As for the gnome, when I was putting my last construct up on the wall, I saw it going down the well.
Good to know.
The well close to the fallen temple.
You see any other well down there?
I haven't thoroughly checked. Sorry, I shouldn't be talking.
Yeah, you're right. Now you two done?
Oh.
One last request.
Oh, bloody hell. What?
Do you mind if I use your workshop here for a little bit?
I do.
Okay. Can I convince you to let me use your workshop for a little bit? Mine is very far away right now.
Ooh, Greff is at this point playing with something that he has found close
You
by.
put that down! She's got storm across. You're holding what looks like a lockpick from a thief's tool. And it's made out of bone, and it seems to be kind of ethereally glowing. You can't really put your finger on what magic this is, because you just know it's glowing. You don't know what magic is. She grabs your wrist really hard. She seems to have no fear of the fact that you're ginormous compared to her. She's like, "You put that down."
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just appreciating your work.
Do you even know what this is?
Do I?
Bone?
Yeah, you know it's a lockpick. It's a lockpick from a thief tool. This is
But I have the detect magic. Do I know what kind of magic's on it?
It's just whatever would be the light cantrip. It's just not this it's a low level magic. A lot of these things seem like test pieces that are around the edges, but there's loads of tools. All of our tools have some random enchantment on them or so much such.
Gotcha.
How long do you still holding onto Greff's wrist, staring at him, and she looks over at Ron's like, how long do you want the thing for?
Couple hours. I have an idea and I want to try it. And I think if you're around, you might be interested to watch as well.
She lets go of Greff's wrist. She looks over, it's like, well, what are you trying to build?
Arawn actually turns and looks at Greff and says, Greff, can you step outside the door for a second?
Sure. Do you want your bone back? Greff points the lockpick at the back of the
She
lady.
grabs the lockpick out of her hands. Of course I want my bone.
Greff just has this kind of dumb smile, yeah, this was fun. This was worth it, as he exits.
She kind of gestures over her shoulder at Greff, who's just is why do you keep him round?
Use the muscle.
Build muscle.
I'm working on it. And Arawn has a look on his face. I'm working on it.
All right, what's so important?
So Arawn reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out some schematics and starts layering it on the workbench, and essentially is laying out the rough blueprint he has for the miniature project that I'm supposed to be getting at level 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She looks at it and she kind of smiles and shakes her head over it's child's play. You want to use this forge for child's play.
This is a prototype to bigger things, better things.
Wait, what?
That I keep to myself.
She kind of take a persuasion check.
I'm bad at those. Never mind. Natural 20. 22. What is happening?
Sure, I'll bend over and you can fuck me while you're at it too. Sure, take everything I own.
Listen. I'm not that. I mean, maybe if you want to go out for dinner, we'll talk. But I'll listen.
Look, we can get dinner over.
Is that offer open only to people in the room?
I'll start that comment again.
Listen, Greff, I have a bone to pick with you, but
Everyone gets disadvantage from now on every roll.
No, I wasn't in the room, B.
Far from Neil, he's my favorite now. She looks at you and she kind of like appreciates the I guess the swagger that you kind of have with like yeah, I've got something planned. Yeah, it's big. You're gonna be impressed. She kind of like nods like, all right, fine, fuck it. You've got my force for a few hours, but then I want you out. I've got to get a kip anyway. If you do anything outside of just using my tools, I'll have you know. And she points at like the 3 or 4 like fully constructed constructs around the edge of the room. I'm gonna have these attack you, and
totally understandable.
I never gave any of them a stop command, so just be warned.
Okay. You probably should. That's a safety hazard, but okay.
Do you want to know how many friends I've got?
1, and Arawn points at himself.
Take one more persuasion check. I swear to God, if this is not 20.
How audacious.
21! 1 off! 1 off! That was a 19 on the dice.
How audacious.
She spits in her hands and she puts it out. And she's like,
Arawn's gonna return it.
all right, you've got balls on you. All right. She taps at her eyepiece like, you give me a shout when you're done with this and we'll talk some more important things. And she like walks away shaking her head like, bloody one friend, cheeky motherfucker. And yeah, she leaves the thing and she passes Greff. She doesn't notice Arawn, doesn't notice Ivoris because Ivoris is like hiding within that fucking 20. She walks past Greff. She looks at Greff. She's like, who did your magic work? Where did you buy that from? How much money do you got?
What?
She gestures at the item.
Oh, it was a gift.
From who?
Some bloke I meant. What's it to you?
I want it so much.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I want the person who did that to you or gave that to you. Some random bloke gave you that. She again gestures.
Yeah. So what? Move on. None of your business. You've got one friend.
She kind of like shakes her head. Is like, clearly not as good as your friend. Fuck my life. Are you staying here while he does that? Are you gonna stand outside?
I think he wants me to be outside. I'm not sure. I'll bug him in a minute if I get bored.
All right, whatever. And she kind of like clumps off, crossing the intersection, out of sight. For my poor heart's sake, what is Arawn making? And how long does it take?
Well, I believe we're talking about the same thing, I hope.
Yep.
In which case, I don't know. You didn't really give me any of that.
Roll a d4. You have the schematics, you have everything you need here. You have a feeling being her one friend, you can probably use her materials.
Yep.
Takes you 3 hours to construct.
Okay. In that case, I am going to be cheeky and use the 4th hour to make the other thing.
Yes, sure. Go for it. You can make your
the 5th level.
Yeah.
5th level item.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right. So what are the 2 companions doing for 4 hours? Ivoris, you have, however, melted out of history, so you can do whatever you want.
Oh, he's probably like in one of those dark hallways off of there, and she just walked past him. But he was probably just like reading.
Is he reading from one of those 3 books?
Yeah, he's reading from the
Of course,
book.
yeah. Studying, inverted commas.
He's
Yep.
studying, yeah.
Yep. Greff?
I would like to say, by the way, earlier when she entered the room, Greff was like in the shadows, like peering, like, where the fuck did he go? I think Greff chases down Ivoris, like just kind of walks around after she's left.
You can
maybe like
find him.
Eventually you'll bump into
like
him,
after she sees him leave, he stays in the same spot because like he doesn't really
He
care.
doesn't need to move.
But then he's occupied. You just hear him flipping pages every now and then, scratching his head.
probably like 20 minutes after trying to bug Ivoris, Greff gets bored, so he's gonna go bug.
After trying to bug
Arawn.
Arawn, he's gonna go bug Ivoris.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait. Which?
No. I start with Ivoris, who is just reading a book and ignoring me.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
So
he
I'm
won't
gonna
ignore you. He's
I'm more
reading.
of the.
You find him reading. You guys were doing other things.
Okay, long story short, Greff finds out that it's gonna be about 4 hours, so he's going up to the bar.
Okay.
That was the interaction that was gonna happen.
Okay.
Any way you turn it.
Okay. You realize it's going to be about 4 hours. You go up, you get a drink, you spend like 5 silver.
Alright.
And then in 4 hours, Arawn unveils. I'm going to say that Dolka, is that the name that this poor crazy lady has been
Yep.
given? That Dolka is also there for the grand unveiling. What have you made?
Sitting on Arawn's shoulder is a small mechanical dragonling. Roughly the size of, one might say, like a small dog. And it's currently perched on his shoulder.
Jesus.
So Arawn just comes walking out and I guess goes upstairs.
I'm going to say that everyone
If
would
that's where
come
everyone
down
is?
to you because she'd be down here.
Okay.
So, yeah, she wouldn't go up to the bar. Like,
So he's standing there. He's got the mechanical dragonling on his shoulder. And then one other thing of note is the other item he took to make is the 4 little cylinders that he was kind of working on earlier. Are 2 of them are each attached onto his horns with like a metal band around them to kind of bind them on. Mechanically speaking, that is his helm of comprehending languages. Because I like the idea better of them attaching to his horns instead of have a fucking hat.
yes, it wouldn't work well with your aesthetic.
No.
She nods approvingly. She kind of like looks around, praises your work. Like, could have been worse.
I try to be efficient with my work.
Put a little
Some
bit.
aesthetic is nice.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't look bad with your aesthetic. It's alright, I guess.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Sure. Now, would you get out of my thing? I've got things to do.
Of course.
Go
I'll see
find
you
my
tomorrow.
construct. Bloody son. And like, as she goes to her forge, she's like, he's put things back in the wrong place. Calls myself a friend, doesn't even know where bloody tool goes. This is hammer. What's he done to this hammer? Like, you can see, you know, you haven't done anything wrong. She's just groaning.
Nope.
Ivoris here. Hello. Thank you for listening to our Kino episodes. These episodes are made possible by our patrons. So thank you to all of our patrons, especially those who have given us the names Jan Kisso from Bezo and Dalka from Ratstring in this episode. Thank you guys for those names. If you have not left a review on the show yet, that would be greatly appreciated. That is another great way to help us out. Word of mouth is also a great way to help us out and spread the word of the show. But when people see that other people such as yourselves are enjoying the content, they are also likely to come and be a part of our community. So reviews help people give us the chance that we hope that you think we deserve. So thank you to patrons for your support. Thank you all for listening. And thank you to those of you who have left reviews. They really do mean a lot to us. So thank you. See you next time.